gonna take a look at the schedule. Just,
Okay.
yeah, just relax for now. I'm gonna get everything ready. Make sure. Yep, you're coming through.
Alright, good.
All right, so our studies begin at 2:15. So do everything you have to do. You have 15 minutes to do whatever, and then we'll get into our studies. For now.
Alright, my loves. Can you hear my background?
No.
Alright, good. Just a little loud.
Okay. I can kind of hear your background a little bit, but let me see. Don't talk. Don't talk at all.
Right.
Yeah, I can hear that in the background. I'm gonna try to put a noise gate on. It's so loud, even with like a noise gate. Let's see. Don't talk. Don't talk. That kind of helps your case, but yeah, people are gonna be able to hear a little bit of what's going on in the background. But anyway, well, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not leaking sensitive information or anything like that, you should be good. Okay?
Yeah. Alright.
Do you have do you know how to do push to talk on Skype? There's no.
Yeah.
Is there a thing? Just, okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna open this up and we're gonna take a look at the schedule. So, yeah, we have a schedule now. We're actually gonna be doing like scheduling now. So we're gonna be using this app. It's called ClipUp, and it's pretty much a manager that takes you can do plans, you can plan out your day and stuff like that with these with this calendar board. And me and Mrs. Genesis, we're going to actually, starting on May 20th 2023, we're going to implement this calendar system to put some structure into our days. So we're just gonna explain what we're doing here, and you know, because yeah, if it sounds like I'm crazy, like I'm talking to myself, come on, like we're recording, okay? So this is gonna be for future reference. If you hear me talking to myself, this is for future reference. Yeah, so we're just documenting the fact that from now on we're going to be using this calendar system. And yeah, okay, so here's going to be our schedule at, I don't know why it says 2:15. What is this? Why does it say 2:15?
See. Zoom in. It lets me. 2:15. It's because you bumped it up to 2:15, remember?
Yeah, but it says AM.
I know. I told you to change it to PM. Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna... No, we're not doing 2:15. We're doing it... Oh, AM, right? I mean PM. Sorry.
Yeah.
2:15 PM. There we go. And collapse all this stuff. And then we are doing leisure activities at 4:30, correct?
Yeah.
So how many hours is that?
2.
Just 2?
Yeah. 2 hours. Wait, no, 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours and 15 minutes? Alright, so we're gonna study for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Alright.
Just gonna wait a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna mute myself. I guess we can mute ourselves or start getting stuff set up. What you can start doing now is start setting up can you pull up?
Automate the boring stuff.
Yes, automate the boring stuff. So we're gonna try to get as many things done as possible. So let me go see what we gotta do in this. So create at least 5 or more code sketches. That's not bad. Okay. Use Git at least once a day. Collect. What is this? Oh, so to completed. Okay. Oh, so when I do this, oh, so when you click on this, that means that you've completed it. So these are like checklists. You see? See how that works?
Oh.
So when you click these
Yeah.
circles, you have completed them, you know? So we have to at least complete all of these. At least we have to complete all of them. They're all really easy. So the first thing I want to do on this list is create a script that has a password system. And I really feel like this is going to be, we can put this, let's assign this to, I'm going to assign this to you, okay?
Okay.
And then we have 30 lines of code, whatever exercising a function or skill. And I feel like this is going to be helpful for you once 215 comes around. Let's see, manual, what is this? What is this? Description? Labels? Billable? Timer. What does this timer thing do? So when 215 hits, that means it's going to...
I think you have to start it manually.
Manually? When? Oh,
Like,
manually.
what?
Oh, so manually? Enter time. So now? No, we do now. So we want this to be...
No, wait, no. Go to timer.
Uh-huh.
And once we start the timer.
So we just press this, right?
Yeah.
And then this is a
And then
range.
once we're done,
What is this?
once
Oh,
we're
so
done,
wait. It says stop time. So we want the time to stop when? 4:15, 4:30, right?
yeah. Like once we're finished.
Okay. So
Or like
from
stop the time when we're taking breaks.
so
Like the bathroom.
what do you mean?
Like if
No, that's
Like
not. That's the range between when the timer begins and when to stop the timer. Okay. Time tracked, and then here this is a range. Okay. So we have a range here. So, oh, look, it shows, so it would be 2 hours and 15 minutes and 31 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like I like that it shows us the actual seconds and everything, and you know, that's
Yeah,
nice
it's
to know.
really nice.
So I think the first thing we're going to do to tackle all this stuff now, create, what's the first one? Create at least 5 or more code sketches. That's easy. Collect data information to study with Obsidian. That's going to be easy. 30 lines. These two are going to be very easy. And read at least one chapter from Automate the Boring Stuff. So I think we're going to read the chapter from Automate the Boring Stuff first. And then we're going to do the password system. I'll help you with it. So it'll be, can only give it to one person. We'll work on it together.
Okay.
Okay. So open up chapter 1.
All right. I have it open.
The basics. Okay. Okay. Now we just wait 5 more minutes. Let me start that timer.
Okay.
Okay, it is officially 2:15. We are actually following a schedule now. So all of the things that we do is going to be scheduled to build a little bit of more structure and stuff. We're going to
Yeah.
break down some of this stuff. Every second does matter. Everything that we do say matters. So I'm not going to waste any time. So over here, we have a bunch of tasks and, you know, schedules that we have for the month of May. And we have the first one being we're going to study every day at usually 1:15. It's going to be at 1:15 or 2:15. So streams are usually going to begin around 2:15 or 1:15.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're going to do leisure activities. I'm going to leisure activities, spend time with one another, watch some TV, get food, take a break from studies. This is going to be like, as you can see, taking a shower, clean your room, make a bed, all the stuff that you see right here. This is what we're going to be doing. And we might add more stuff as we go on, you know, whatever. So these are just leisure activities. And then from the leisure activities, we have taking a shower. That's part of the leisure activity. Hop in and take a shower after a hard study, after, you know, all that stuff. And then after all that, after the leisure activities are all done, I think that's where sleep comes. Yeah, that's where sleep comes. And then from sleep, there's an optional thing. There's this thing called overdrive coding. This happens in midnight. This is what I usually do. Most people, I get some people who come to my streams and they tell me, you should get a rest, you should take a rest. While stability and all that is true for some people, and well, for all people, it does matter. But if you really truly want to be the best at your craft, while people are snoozing, you know, have you ever heard you snooze, you lose?
Yeah.
So I've created this thing called overdrive coding. This is kind of what makes me better at code. So that's all that is. You guys can look at this and see. And overdrive coding midnight, yes. I mean, it's beneficial. It's code. It's development. There's a health risk factor if you don't do it a lot. If you don't do it, if you're someone who doesn't code like from 1 a.m. all the way to 4, I mean, don't do it at all. I wouldn't recommend it. Get your sleep. But if you're like me, if you're like machinely built and you're just accustomed to it, the best way I can put this, if you're a coder and you do this all the time and it does not bother you, then yes, overdrive coding shouldn't affect you in the slightest, as long as you're getting 7 hours to 8 hours of sleep, whether that would be through the morning or the night. You need your 7 hours or 8 hours of sleep at least, or less. 6 hours. You could really go as far as 6 hours, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like 7, 8 hours. I've operated on 5 hours of sleep before, but you know, there's that. So with that said, we're gonna go begin with the first one. We're going to go to the first challenge. We're going to read at least one chapter from Automate the Boring Stuff, and it's going to be chapter 1. So we're gonna go head over there now. All right, so as you can tell, Python basics. I'm going to read it, okay?
Can we take turns?
Yeah, we can take turns. So I'm going to read the first part. The Python programming language has a wide range of syntaxical construction, syntaxical meaning letters, a collection of letters, and grammar. It's grammatically based. So as we know, programming languages are syntaxically constructed. And interactive development environment features. Fortunately, you can ignore most of that. You just need to learn enough to write some handy little programs. You will, however, have to learn some basic programming concepts before you can do anything. Like a wizard in training, you might think these concepts seem arcane and tedious, but with some knowledge and practice, you'll be able to command your computer like a magic wand and perform incredible feats. This chapter has a few examples that encourage you to type into the interactive shell. The interactive shell could be something as, if we look up Python, this is an interactive shell right here that I'm displaying to you guys right now. You put in lines of code and you get output. These interactive shells usually deal with 1 lines of code. They're not like 5 or like a concatenation of a lot of codes. Like it's just one line of code. The best way to put this is your canvas to test out functionalities, and they will help you. This chapter has a few examples that encourage you to type into the interactive shell, also called the REPL, which stands for Read, Evaluate, Print Loop, which lets you run or execute Python instructions one at a time. It instantly shows you the results. Using the interactive shell is great for learning what basic Python instructions do, so do give it a try as you follow along. You'll remember the things you do much better than the things you only read. Now you can read this part. Actually, read down here on this part over here.
Alright. In Python, 2 plus 2 is called an expression, which is the most basic kind of programming instruction in the language. Expressions consist of values such as 2 and operators such as addition, and they can always evaluate that is reduced down to a single value. That means you can use expressions anywhere in Python code that you can use that you could also use a value. In the previous example, 2 plus 2 is evaluated down to a single value, 4. A single value with no operators is also considered an expression, though it only evaluates to itself, as shown here.
Errors are okay. Programs will crash if they contain code the computer can't understand, which will cause Python to show an error message. An error message won't break your computer though, so don't be afraid to make mistakes. A crash just means the program stopped running unexpectedly. If you want to know more about an error, you can search for the exact error message text online. Here are some math operators that are actually implemented inside of Python programming. We have the exponent, the modulus slash remainder, integer, division slash floor, quotient, division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition. These arithmetics are play a really big role when it comes to programming. You may not think that now, but the more you get deeper into programming, I mean, I'm working with neural networks right now. I'm studying neural networks right now. And this does play a huge part inside of programming because some of the programming concepts do require you to know exponentiation, division, addition, subtraction. Because some of the artificial neural networks, or better known as ANDs, rely on mathematical quadratic equations. I'm sorry. So yes, the order of operations, also called precedence, of Python math operators is similar to that of mathematics. The exponent operator is evaluated first, the multiplication, the division, the modulus slash remainder. I think, yeah,
integer then modular.
No, integer. Yeah, I'm sorry. See, integer, division slash floor slash quotient. So this is the integer. This is division slash floored, and the modulus slash remainder are evaluated next from left to right, and the addition and subtraction operators are evaluated last, also from left to right. You can use parentheses to override the usual precedence if you need to. White space in between operators and values do not matter for Python, except for the indentation at the beginning of the line. But a single space is convention. Enter the following expressions into the interactive shell. So here are a bunch of examples of expressions being put into an interactive shell. We ourselves could actually test this out. If we bring up Python, well, we don't have time, so we're just going to move on. In each case, you as the programmer must enter the expression, but Python does the hard part of evaluating it down to a single value. Python will keep evaluating parts of the expression. Yes, I'm here.
It's cut out for a second.
Okay. Python will keep evaluating parts of the expression until it becomes a single value, as shown here. The rules of putting operators and values together to form expressions are a fundamental part of as a programming language, just like a grammar rules that helps us communicate. Here's an example. This is a grammatically correct English sentence. This is a grammatically sentence not English correct A. The second line is difficult to parse because it doesn't follow the simple rules of English. Similarly, if you enter a bad Python instruction, Python won't be able to understand it and will display a syntax error message, as shown here. Yeah, so it's just letting us know, as with any language, you have to say the context correct, or you will get a syntax error. You can always test to see whether a line of instruction works by entering it inside of the interactive shell. Don't worry about breaking the computer. The worst that could happen is that Python responds with an error message. Professional software developers get error messages all the time while writing code.
Can I
Yep,
read?
this is your part here.
The integer, floating point, and string data types. Remember that expressions are just values combined with operators, and they always evaluate down to a single value. A data type is a category for values, and every value belongs to exactly one data type. The most common data types in Python are listed in tables 1 and 2. The values -2 and 30, for example, are said to be integer values. The integer or int data type indicates values that are whole numbers. Numbers with a decimal, such as 3.14, are called floating point numbers, or floats. Note that even though the value 42 is an integer, the value 42.0 would be a floating point number. Python programs can also have text values called strings or strs. Always surround your string in the single quote characters, as in quote hello quote or quote goodbye cruel world quote. So Python knows where the string begins and ends. You can even have a string with no characters in it, called a blank string or an empty string. Strings are explained in greater detail in chapter 4. If you see the error message. Wait, do I say the error message?
Yeah, yeah, you can if you want.
Syntax error ALL scanning string literal. You probably forgot the final single quote at the end of the string, such as in this example.
Okay, string concatenation and replication. The meaning of an operator may change based on the data types of the values next to it. For example, the addition operator, when it operates on two integers or floating point values. Oh, plus is the addition operator when it operates on two integers or floating point values. However, when plus is used on two string values, it joins the strings as the string concatenation operator. Enter the following into the interactive shell. We get Alice plus Bob. We get this expression evaluates to the single string Alice Bob. The expression evaluates to the single down to a single string. The new string value that combines the text of the two strings. However, if you try to use the plus operator on a string and an integer value, Python will not know how to handle this. It will display an error message. As you know, this is just showing us that we cannot concatenate integers with strings. If you want to concatenate integers with strings, you would have to convert this this integer into a string with the str function. The error message can only concatenate stir, not int. To stir means that Python thought you were trying to concatenate an integer to the string Alice, which is obviously not Pythonic. Your code will have to explicitly convert the integer into a string because Python cannot do this automatically.
Please.
Converting data types will be explained in dissecting your program on page 13 when we talk about the stir, int, and float functions. And these functions here, these are converters. They convert the values that are inside they convert the arguments into their corresponding data types. The multiplication operator multiplies two integer or floating point values. But when the multiplication operator is used on one string value and one integer value, it becomes the string replication operator. So long story short, when we have the string Alice and times 5, what we're really saying here is that now this multiplication is now the string replicator operator. And this is going to give us this output here, Alice, 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 Alice. Obviously replicated by the integer all the way to the right. The expression evaluates down to a single string value that repeats the original string a number of times equal the integer value. String replication is a useful trick, but it's often not used as string concatenation. The multiplication operator can be used with only two numeric values for multiplication, or one string value and one integer value for string replication. Otherwise, Python will just display an error message, just like the following. As you can see, string replication doesn't work with other strings, or string replication does not work with floating point values. It makes sense that Python wouldn't understand these expressions. You can't multiply two words, and it's hard to replicate an arbitrary string a fractional number of times. So here we have storing values in variables. She's gonna message me, or I don't know if she's there, because it's her turn. Try to get her out the room, because it's your turn now. Okay, I'm just gonna fill in for her until she comes back. So, storing values in variables. A variable is like a box in a computer's memory, where you can store a single value. If you want to use the result of an evaluated expression later in your program, you can save it inside of a variable. Assignment statements. You'll store values in variables with an assignment statement. An assignment statement consists of a variable name, an equal sign, and the value to be stored. If you enter the assignment statement spam is equal to 42, then the variable spam will have the integer value 42 stored in it. Think of a variable as a labeled box that the value is placed in, as in figure 1-to-1. Welcome back. I'm going to read this part and then I'll hand it over to you, okay?
Okay. I'll read 2 this time.
Okay. You want to finish right here? You want to go on here?
Yeah, I'll finish it.
All right. So wait, can you read on your end? Because like sometimes I go look through my software, so you might have to read it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're at a variable is initialized.
A variable is initialized or created the first time a value is stored in it. After that, you can use it in expressions with other variables and values. When the variable is assigned to a new value, the old value is forgotten, which is why spam evaluated to 42 instead of 40 at the end of the example. This is called overwriting the variable. Enter the following code into the interactive shell and try overwriting a string. Now it talks about variable names.
Just like a box. Just like the box. Read that.
Wait, where is that? Oh, just like the box in figures 1 and 2, the spam variable in this example stores hello until you replace it with the string goodbye.
And as we can see, we're actually just defining another assignment statement under that predecessor assignment statement to overwrite the last preceding assignment statement. That's what we're doing. Variable names, you want to read this? This is all you.
Yeah. A good variable name describes the data it contains. Imagine that you moved to a new house and labeled all your boxes as stuff. You'd never find any.
And then what do you want for pies?
I don't want anything. Close the door. Excuse me. I don't want anything.
Mute. Alright, you'd never find anything. Most of this book's examples and Python documentation use generic variable names like spam, eggs, and bacon, which come from the Monty Python spam sketch. But in your programs, a descriptive name will make your code more readable. Though you can name your variables almost anything, Python does have some naming restrictions. Table 1-3 has examples of legal variable names. You can name a variable anything as long as it obeys the following 3 rules. It can only be one word with no spaces. It can only contain letters, numbers, and an underscore character, and variables cannot begin with a number. So here's a chart of valid variable names, and over here on the right side of this graph, we have invalid variable names. So you guys can pause the video and go check that out. We're going to go continue, and I'm gonna let her read off here. Variable names are case sensitive.
Variable names are case sensitive, meaning that underscore spam, uppercase spam, and spam are 4 different variables. Though spam is a valid variable you can use in a program, it is Python convention to start your variables with lowercase letters. This book uses camel case for variable names instead of underscores. That is, variables look like this instead of looking like this. Some experienced programmers may point out that the official Python code style, PEP8, says underscore should be used. I unapologetically prefer camel case and point to the a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds in PEP8 itself.
So what they're pretty much trying to say that they prefer using so Al Swigart likes to use Pascal case rather than snake case, but that's just his opinion. What I use snake case because it's just, you know, it's way more popular. I mean, people use this. I mean, it's up to you. It's really up to the programmer themselves on how they want to convey their variables and sense of readability. But I use snake case. But you know, I'm not gonna lie. It's just hard when you put more complex words and you have this. It starts getting more confusing. So yeah. I don't know. It's really up to you. We can skip this. We're almost done. This page here. Dissecting your program. So comments. Python ignores comments. You can use them to write notes or remind yourself what the code is trying to do. Any text for the rest of the following of a hash mark is part of a comment. Sometimes programmers will put a hashtag in front of the code of the line of code to temporarily remove it while testing a program. This is called commenting out code, and it can be very useful when you're trying to figure out why a program isn't working. You can remove the hashtag later when you're ready to put the line back in. Python also ignores the blank line after the comment. You can add as many blank lines to your program as you want. This can make your code easier to read, like paragraphs in a book. This is your turn?
Yeah. The print function. The print function displays the string value with incited parentheses on the screen. And then right there it shows them using the print function. The line print hello world means print out the text in the string hello world. When Python executes this line, you say that Python is calling the print function and the string value is being passed to the function. A value that is being passed to a function is called an argument. Notice that the codes are not printed to the screen. They just mark where the string begins and ends. They are not a part of the string value. You can also use this function to put a blank line on the screen, just called print with nothing in between the parentheses. When you write a function name in the opening and closing parentheses at the end, identify it as the name of the function. This is why in the book you'll see print rather with the parentheses rather than print. Chapter 3 describes functions in more detail.
The input function. The input function waits for the user to type some text on the keyboard and press enter. This function call evaluates to the string equal to the user's text, and the line of code assigns the myName variable to the string value. You can think of the input function call as an expression that evaluates to whatever the string user typed in. If the user typed in Al, GenesisGir, doesn't matter, then the expression would evaluate to my name is equal to Al. Long story short, all you guys need to know is that this input function the input function itself will evaluate down to the string equal to the whatever the user has typed in its process. So if line 1 contains an input function and we type in hello, then the input function will evaluate to quote hello, ending quote, right?
Yeah.
That's really, really important. Printing the user's name. You want to read that, or you want me to read it?
Mhm.
I'll read it. Remember that expressions can always evaluate to a single value. We know that. Expressions like 1, 1 plus 2. These are expressions. If Al is the value stored in the my name on line 3, then this expression evaluates to it's good to meet you, Al. This single string value is then passed to print, which prints it on the screen.
The len function. You can pass the len function a string value or a variable containing a string, and the function evaluates to the integer value of the number of characters in that string. And they're showing them using the len function.
You don't have to say that every time. You can just go to the next part.
Okay. It's because I feel like I have to show that.
Go on.
Just like those examples, len my name evaluates to an integer. It is then passed to print to be displayed on the screen. The print function allows you to pass it either integer values or string values. But notice the error that shows up when you type it following into the interactive shell. Oh. The print function isn't causing that error, but it's rather the expression you tried to pass to the print. You get the same error message if you type the expression into the interactive shell on its own. Python gives an error because the addition operator can only be used to add two integers together to concatenate two strings.
Or concatenate two strings. So the addition operator can only be used to add two integers together or concatenate two strings, not to concatenate two strings.
Oh.
Yeah. Misconception. Yeah, we know that this addition, when it's operating on a level with two string values, that's string concatenation. And when we're working with two integers, that is just math, that what it's doing. But we can't concatenate integers with strings. That's what they're trying to say. Okay. I'm gonna read this part, okay?
Alright.
Now, remember we were talking about the converters earlier?
Yeah.
So we have the str that stands for string, int that stands for integer, and float that stands for floating, right? So we have the stir, int, and float functions. If you want to concatenate an integer such as 29 with a string to pass to print, you'll need to get the value 29, the string version of 29, which is the string form of 29. The str function can be passed an integer value and will evaluate to a string value version of the integer as follows. So here we have 29 being passed as an argument to this function, and it's evaluating to the string version of 29. That's what it's essentially doing. It's just converting it, transforming it. But if we want to be, more theoretical and honest, it is just doing a conversion of data types, right? Because stir 29 evaluates to 29, the expression I am stir 29 plus years old evaluates to I am 29 plus years old, which in turn evaluates to I am 29 plus years old. This is the value that is passed to the print function. The stir, int, and float function will evaluate to the string, integer, and floating point forms of the value you pass, respectively. Try converting some values in the interactive shell with these functions and see what happens. So you can see we're passing 0 into stir, we get that string version of 0. So on with this here, we pass a floating point, we still get a string version of negative 3.14. And this is a floating point we're passing. And we have int. We can actually turn strings into integers. So that's cool. And so on. And floating points to string floating points into actual just floating points. The previous examples call the stir, int, and float functions and pass them values of the other data types to obtain a string, integer, or floating point form of these values. The stir function is handy when you have an integer or a float you want to concatenate or converse to a string. The int function is also helpful if you have a number as a string value and you want to use in some mathematics. For example, the input function always returns a string, right? We know that. We know that every time you use an input function in Python, or I don't know any other programming language, I can't speak on that because I'm strictly Pythonic. I know a little bit of Angular that I was taught by my mentor. But the input function in Python 9 times out of 10 will evaluate to a string value. Always as a string. Even if the user enters a number. Enter spam is equal to input into the interactive shell and enter 101 when it waits for your text. As you can see, spam is equal to input 101. Look, we get the integer version, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So what's going on here, right? We reached the program execution. Turn off the music. Shit's louder than usual. Holy fuck. And it's on the lowest too. Jeez. All right. So as you can see on this line here, we're saying we have an assignment statement, but we're storing a input function there. And the user has inputted 101. Now, you're probably thinking that spam is going to contain an integer. It's not. It's going to contain an actual string version of 101 because the input evaluates to what? Data type. To strings. Yes. The value stored inside of spam is in an integer. We don't have to explain this. I don't have to go through it. That's long story short what that is. Text and number equivalence. So, although the string value of a number is considered a completely different value from the integer or floating point version, an integer can be equal to a floating point, technically. So 42 is equal to the string version of 42. That's false because these are text values. These aren't numbers anymore. We have 42 is equal to 42.0. That's true. And you can see that in calculators too. If you do something like, let's pull up a calculator right now. If you do something like 50.0 plus 50.0, we're going to get what? 100. Right? As you can see, we're going to get 100. So that's why. Because floating point numbers and floating point numbers and integers are, yeah, they're numbers. They're numbers. They're not text values. So we can close this now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can move down the line. We don't have to read that, and that's the summary. So now we read the entire thing. So the summaries, we're gonna let her read it.
All right. You can compute expressions with the calculator or enter string concatenations with the word processor. You can even do string replication easily by copying and pasting text. But expressions and their component values, operators, variables, and function calls are the basic building blocks that make programs. Once you know how to handle these elements, you will be able to instruct Python to operate on large amounts of data for you. It is good to remember the different types of operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, integer, modulus, and exponent for math operations, and plus and multiply for string operations. And the three data types, integers, floating points, and strings, introduced in this chapter. I introduced a few different functions as well. The print and input functions handle simple text output to the screen, not string, and input from the keyboard. The len function takes a string and evaluates to an int of the number of characters in the string. The stir and float functions will evaluate to the string, integer, or floating point number form of the value they are passed. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to tell Python to make intelligent decisions about what code to run, what code to skip, and what code to repeat based on the values it has. This is known as flow control, and it allows you to write programs that make intelligent decisions.
Okay, so here we're gonna have some practice questions. We'll take turns on the questions, okay? I'll ask you the first one. Which of the following are operators and which of the following are values? So multiplication, is that an operator or value?
Operator.
Correct. The string hello, is that an operator or value? Value? Okay, but please wait while I'm over so there's no confusing, okay? Okay, so the string version of hello, is this
Value.
what is value? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, damn, you're still talking over me here now. Okay, so I'm gonna try this again. The string version of hello.
Value.
Okay, negative 88.8.
Value.
Subtraction.
Operator.
Division.
Operator.
Addition.
Operator.
The integer 5.
Value.
Correct, so you got this all right. Now it's my turn.
Alright, which of the following is a variable and which is a string?
Okay, so the first one is a variable and the second one is a string.
Yeah, my advice.
Okay. Name 3 data types.
Integers, floating points, and strings.
Correct. What is an expression? Oh, that's my turn.
What is an expression made up of, and what do all expressions do?
Expressions are made up of values and operators, and all expressions evaluate down to a single value. This chapter introduced assignment statements like spam is equal to 10. What is the difference between an expression and an assignment statement?
An expression evaluates down to a single value, and an assignment statement is the initiation of a variable, and it's used to store values.
Correct. Okay.
What does the variable bacon contain after the following code runs?
We're storing the integer value 20 inside of the variable bacon. We're doing some mathematics here. We're doing some mathematics. So bacon technically, so we're saying 20 plus 1. So this is going to contain 21. This is going to be 21. What should the following 2 expressions evaluate to?
So the first expression, it's going to evaluate to spam, 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 since you're using string concatenation.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is going to evaluate to spam, spam, spam as well, since you're using string replication.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Why is eggs a valid variable name while 100 is invalid?
So eggs is eggs is a valid variable name because it contains letters and no spaces and no special characters, and it does not have a number at the beginning, and 100 is invalid because of vice versa. So yeah. What 3 functions can be used to get an integer, floating point number, and string version of a value?
You can use the 3 converters, the str, int, and float converters to convert a data type into corresponding data type. Like,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so which 3 are they?
The str, int, and float converters.
Okay. Okay, correct. Why does this expression... Oh, no, it's my turn.
Why does this expression cause an error, and how can you fix it?
This expression causes an error because we cannot concatenate integers with strings in Python. So in order to make this code work, we would have to convert or do some conversion with this integer. So we would have to convert 99 to a string, and we would use the str function. So we would put I have eaten space plus str, and we would throw 99 as the argument to the stir function, space plus space burritos, and then you would get I have eaten 99 burritos. Okay.
Good job, Rainbow.
Thank you. So, and then we have finished. So now we're gonna hurry up because it's about to hit 3 o'clock. So we have finished that. Congratulations. We have done the first part of studying. So we can go ahead and cross this out. Boom. And now we're going to create a script that has a password system and that's at least 30 lines of code. And then yeah, we can do that. Why not?
All right.
So we're gonna go to. I'm going to send you a link,
Ooh. Okay.
and then we're just gonna. I don't know. Password system.
Huh.
And then here, going to make a live share. Going to. Oh, I have to sign into GitHub.
Okay.
Allow. Yes. Visual Studio Code. Anytime now. Yes. Okay. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to hide the screen for now.
Alright.
And I'm going to send it to you. That worked? That should have worked.
Oh shoot! I should probably delete that.
No, I hid the screen, but yeah, you should hide some sensitive information. Here we go again, leaking stuff on stream. Okay, it's about to hit 3 o'clock, so try to hurry up as much as you can to get inside the session.
Taking a long time. Oh well.
Okay, so I'm gonna do mine first. Could you make a brand new file? Make a brand new file, then make yours. It has to be 30 lines of code. I'm gonna start working on mine.
Alright. Yeah, hold on. Wait, how many lines does it have to be again?
30. Just has to be 30 or more.
Okay. Oh my god, hold on.
Did I just put iterate? I can shave this off a little bit. Less comprehension. I wonder if that exists with this.
Alright, I'm back.
No, I think that's with the sense of
I just realized that this is.
how do you spell access? It's ACCESS.
I believe. Yeah.
Alright, well I'm done.
I'm not even done.
It's okay, you can take your time.
Missing 9 more lines. I'm at 21 right now. Okay. Mhm. 아니라. Being all weird.
It's okay, it's just practice. Trying to make it so if response is equal to like a string or a number. I'm already done. I'm just adding a little this extra feature, but I'm trying to figure it out. It's alphanumeric.
Is there a way so where I can hide when the terminal when you're out when you run your file? Because it keeps on popping up, and then when I'm trying to fix something,
Oh, just don't focus on that. Just try to write your code. Tell me when you're ready, when it's completely all done, and we'll go through it.
It's like right now I'm trying to figure out what else to add. I'm at 22 lines. I'm almost there.
That's good. If we don't make it, then that's fine. Well, there's always tomorrow. But we end at 4:30. We have time.
Yeah.
We have a whole hour.
This is technically done, but it doesn't have like the required amount of lines. Which is a bit of a problem.
Crazy. Oh. Oh, I know why. I know the problem. No, it doesn't work that way. So I was right. It was this way. What goes inside? So it returns true, but it doesn't seem to be working here. Let's see. Yeah, see. Which is strange, because this should be working. Let's see. Let's see. Let me try this. No, it's not even. Because this could be being prioritized first. There we go. Put the ones that you want to prioritize first. Okay, I figured it out. Yeah, okay. The conditions you want to prioritize first are up on the line. The more you know. Now you're not inside that loop. It's gonna throw you here again. There we go. Now I want to is alpha. So you know. There we go. Here we go. Access granted. Don't need this extra shit after access granted. don't even need this finally. Okay, I'm done mine.
This pass isn't doing anything.
Okay, I'm gonna
Just
take-
hold up.
Oh, yours looks nice, yeah.
Yeah, but it's 28 lines removing the 27 removing the extra spaces. 26 and the passes.
Yeah, remember, this is your first day. You're doing very good. You could always go back and look at mine if you want, or see, you know, take some tips. I'm trying to make it as short as I can, like even removing comments. You know, things where they don't have to be. What is this? Accept.
Oh, you're
Try.
using exception handling and
Mhm.
indexes,
Mhm.
sys, so you can use this.exit,
Mhm.
type.
And I'm using the X methods, remember? So is alpha, is digit,
Oh!
you know? So I made it so this password system only really, I'm gonna rename it.
Takes
Password.
letters, right?
Yeah. Technically.
Because over here on line 21, well no, 20, if elif if response I can't
No, it's good. You got
word.
You got a good thing going on here.
If the responses has like a digit, then it'll raise a value error.
Yeah, I'll give you a tip. You know we're allowed to work together, right? So we can work together. Instead of putting a break to make things easier, you could you're in a function, so you could say after access granted, you can use return, the return statement. And what the return statement does, this is just an extra way to just exit a function. So if you put return print access granted, it's the same thing as break, but it's not gonna run because after the break it's gonna leave this loop and it's going to run, I guess, this line 23. But if you put a return on line 15, it'll break out of line 15 sooner. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So your program execution, I think that would make your program faster too, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause it won't have to go through an extra line. Makes it faster to run. So I've been using returns
A lot.
more often, yeah. So I'm gonna put return str. Just gonna okay, I'm gonna go look at the thing, see what else. Oh, so if I switch over, I can put done, and if I switch over to you, oh, it's not like that. That would have been cool if they would have implemented something like that. So it's just for each, so it's for both. No, concentrate. You got this. You got this. Use Git at least once a day. All right. Once you're done, I'll upload this to the thing, and then create at least 5 more code sketches. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not really sure on what else to add, my loves.
Let's see.
Because this is 26 lines, and I'm only missing 4.
You're only missing 4?
Yeah, 4 lines.
So I guess you could just add whatever. Just add anything you want. It's your code. Access granted, you could put another print under that. You have now gained access to the documents or whatever stuff. Anything. There's no rules. But that's kind of filler, right?
Yeah.
But you've done everything you can do. You've made a password. You've made a function. You've made the logic to it. You know, you could try putting 2 passwords. You know, there's so many things you could do. So it doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah.
But go, because it's about to be 3:30.
Okay.
Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Even if it's filler. You know what I mean? It'll help you. Because it's pushing you to... And maybe like after doing filler for so long, you're like, oh, here's an idea. I could do this instead of that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up Git inside of our repository here. Instead of here. Where are we? We're in May, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Git bash here. Have that open so we can get that task done. 27, 8, 9, 10, just 3 more lines.
Yep. Print.
You could always add another condition, a conditional, and be like, if password's equal to, like, I don't know, Mrs. GenesisGir, you can put like, oh, how did you know my name? You know, stuff like that. You gotta be creative.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, this is kind of the sense of a password system. It wouldn't really make sense, but in the sense of helping you out. Remember, you're coding for like a company. You want to think like you're coding for a company, so... But in this term, this is just to get writer's block out of your head. This could help. No, see, now you're almost at 30. And you could even leave the passes in too if you wanted to.
No. There we go.
Yep, and just optimize it.
Wait, so...
You could, you know, remove any empty lines. There's line 32 has nothing on it. That doesn't count.
Oh, yeah.
Like, spaces in between, that's okay. Like, to space things out, but like, yeah, like, that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Run it. You want me to run it?
Mm-hmm.
Enter your password. What's the password? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Access granted. You now have access to confidential documents. There you go. We can actually now use Git. Actually, we can actually cross off the password system. So we've done it. Good job. Let's see. Create a password system. Where's it at? And then create 30 lines of code, exercising any function or skill.
Wait, what did I cross off?
Use Git at least 1 time a day. And we're gonna do not type anything in. Okay, here we go. We use Git at least 1 time a day. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go to repositories. I'm gonna go to Okay, now we have to create at least 5 scraps about, I don't know, using something. It doesn't matter what it is. 5 scraps about anything doesn't really matter. I guess it has to be about things that we really would deem important. I mean, for you, let's see. Make a Mrs. Genesis folder.
Okay.
Or you don't really have to. It doesn't really matter, but things would get misconstrued. Cause yeah. Let's see. Actually, the whole scrap thing. Hold on, let me see. Create 5 at least code sketches. Who knows? Maybe that will be good. Maybe, who knows? That'll be good. 5 or more code sketches, or aim for 5, right?
Yeah.
So, and then collect data and information to study with Obsidian. Okay. Alright, close these. Go ahead and just work on your code sketches. Doesn't matter what it is. Find a function. You want to find one together? We can just go to automate the boring stuff and make our way to chapter flow control, right? So I guess just make things with flow control. I think I'm gonna make daily. I'm gonna make a. Where are we? Okay, and daily code sketches is going there. I'm gonna make another folder. I'm gonna call this flow control. Okay. And just make your file in there and call it whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 5 real quick. I'm gonna go ape shit right now. Let's see.
No. Trying to think right now. Oh, I forgot a. Okay. .py. There we go. I need my charger. Let me look for my laptop charger real quick, my loves.
God, my thing is getting annoying. There we go. Ay, mi amor.
What? What, you're looking?
No, I'm not looking. I'm just saying you're typing like a hacker right now.
No, you're typing like a hacker.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
But you can hear my typing.
Mhm.
How do you spell privilege? I know it sounds dumb.
Privilege. I don't know if I spelled that correctly.
Privo. I got it.
Oh. Let's see. Let's see what you're doing. I'm curious. Oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm?
No, I'm looking at yours.
Oh yeah, you can.
I'm looking at mine. Mine.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
No, it's on my left. I'm just looking.
Don't compare yourself to others.
Okay.
Focus on your progress. I'm actually going really slow right now, believe it or not.
Huh?
It's trust me. Shit.
Oh.
But it's okay because I really don't really.
Let's fill up.
I keep hearing Steam notifications.
You're getting Steam notifications?
You are. Somebody is.
No, I deleted Steam.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the stream later.
You're probably hearing the TV, I'm guessing. Sophia's
Yeah,
watching.
right. Yeah, right. Let's
No,
see.
I have my headphones on. I'm listening to music while doing this.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah? Oh,
How do you spell maximum? I know I'm spelling that wrong. Maximum? Oh, I'm actually spelling that right. Okay.
hold on, my loves. I'll be back. They're making me do something.
Hmm?
Alright, I'm back, my loves.
Okay, welcome back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to this.
You done my first one?
Am I still connected?
I don't know.
Let me see. No. I'm gonna reconnect, okay, my love?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wonder if this works. I've never. No way. Wow. Okay. That works.
Here, let me stop following you. I'll go back to the...
That's less lines of code right there.
It's not letting me unfollow you. There we go. I got it.
Okay, let's see. No return. Okay, something's not right. Oh, I forgot about all this. Damn, I think this is.
Oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, that's not right.
Let me see. Hmm.
There's no way. There's no way that works. If it does, then keys is not defined. I knew it. Strangest thing ever. Just do that. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, we gotta make this global. See, it's good to practice. Definitely.
Yeah.
Which means if that's not cool. Which means okay, so how much time we have left?
15 more minutes.
Like 15 more minutes, yeah.
Crap.
I want to get this thing done. Yeah, it checks to see if a value is in. Oh, that's why that's good. We don't even need this. Don't even need this. And we don't even need this too. Gonna print this. There we go. That should work. That should do. You have gained access to the terminal. Would you like to open the doors? Yes. You have gained access to the security guard at the door you just opened leads to the underground building B area. Okay, yeah. A lot of typos everywhere, but I got it to work. Security guard. Hi, my loves. I keep spelling security wrong, like an idiot. So it can be any of these. It's 2. You have been done. You'll be disconnected. Obviously, you will be disconnected. You will need it. Okay, we can try this again, and then we can actually do 34. You have gained access, so it doesn't matter. You can say no. You do not have access to the underground building B. Stay consistent with the words. Just cleaning up now. So any of these keys, any of these values, if they put any of these in. Yeah, then let's do some cool stuff. Let's do keys dot sort. Let's just sort. Okay, let's put the keys here. How many more minutes?
10.
Okay, here's index. Returns first index of value. So what does that mean? Start supports index stop. Sys.max max size. Stop is equal to sys.max max size. Let's see what this does. Start. So wait, this does it. Okay, so it just returns everything. The keys are okay. Let's see. Okay, so we got index. It leads. Okay, got 0. So it does expect an index. The index of value. Okay, that's not what it is. I want to get all the append, pop, remove, insert, reverse, sort, copy, count, extend. I think we just do this, really. Oops. The keys are, there we go. Now we're showing the keys. Now it sorted it from 16. That's how it sorted it. 16, 34, 4, 8. So it's going from highest to lowest. But we don't want to do that. It's sorting it so weird. Oh, so you can pass it reverse key. Sending order. Okay, let's put the reverse in here. Let's set this to true. So now this should give us the order of the keys in the correct list. We have 8, 4, 34, 16. Strange. It's almost like it's shuffling it. Let's just return a list normally. We don't even need to sort it. I want to do something with this. Keys dot pop. What does this do? Remove and return item at index. All right, let's see what keys that. What does this do? Let me go see how you're doing. Let me see. Where you at?
Huh?
Are you in the same session?
Yeah. Try following me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so cute. I like it. And it's intricate too. You're using flow control and stuff like that. I know, my loves. All right, now that we know who you are, this is good. And you're using a new line / new lines. It's really good. See, it's just your practice.
Yeah.
This
With
is
the
it.
slash-
Flow control, huh?
No, so with the / new lines it saves lots of space, and you don't have to keep on writing. Well, you don't have to keep on doing the current function.
Hello, my loves. Who are you? What is your name?
What? It didn't. Oh, because that didn't break it.
No, it didn't. What is your name? Mrs. Genesis. Okay, that's...
No, it's Mrs. GenesisGir.
It is, Mrs. Genesis. Alright, now that we know her, we need some insert. Press enter to continue. Yeah, that worked. It doesn't have to be really long. You can work on as many as you want. If we don't make it up to 5, that's fine. We have like 6 minutes left.
There we go.
Okay. I'm finished. And then we have the rest of the day off.
No,
What do you mean?
we're studying later tonight as well.
It's not on the schedule. What do you mean? You mean
We're
the
in-
overdrive?
No, there was.
There's nothing scheduled after.
No, because then it's the leisure activities, then it's the study software development, and it's nighttime.
Where?
After leisure activities.
I don't see anything there.
Look. So after oh, what?
No, we don't have anything scheduled.
No.
After leisure. Oh, sovereign at 7 p.m. Yeah. Oh, we do. And that goes on to what? 7 to what?
7 to 9, I think. Yeah, I believe. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, it's probably 7 to 9. Okay. So how much free time do we have?
Wait, okay, so it starts at 4:30, 6:30. So we have 2 hours.
5, 6... No, 3.
No? I forgot. It's 3 over here. So we only have 3.
So how many hours would it be?
3. 3 hours and... Yeah, just 3 hours.
So what? Our leisure time is coming up right now?
Yeah, in about like 2 minutes.
Okay, then we gotta go do all the stuff in leisure time. In those 3 hours. Take a shower, do all the stuff, clean our room, stuff like that. I know, but it's gonna build up a lot of stuff, my loves, trust. And you're doing good. You're actually writing code. Alright, let's see. Let's go back over here. Let's close this over here. If we go to the one at 2:15, that's the one we are. Stream at least... Okay, we did that. Stream at least once a day about your stream. We did that. Create at least one 5. We couldn't do that one.
Hmm.
Well, counting it all together, we did 1 or 2, right?
2.
And then these 2 right here, yours and mine, right? And then did we do another script after that?
First we did our password.
So that yeah, so we did do at least 5, right?
No.
Our 2 passwords, the 2 that we're working right now, that's 4, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was 5 individually.
No, doesn't matter. It's just together.
Oh.
I think we did 4. We didn't write 5 scripts.
It's 4.
We did 4.
Yeah.
What about me? I didn't write any more. I did 2, right?
You did your password one and the flow control one.
Okay. We didn't do that, unfortunately.
But at least we got some work done, right? We were productive.
Why does it say 5 hours and 13? Alright, well that's it. We did it. To do, we can put this as complete. Are you sure about this? Has 2 unresolved items. Continue anyway. Alright, as you can see, if we go back over here, it's not there anymore.
Oh.
Oh, so once you resolve it, it goes away for the day. See?
Oh.
Okay. Well, now it's just our leisure time. Alright, we're heading